So this is the new Honda GX200 with the brand new Comet P40. It's 11 gallons a minute, 300 PSI max. They normally come already pre-serviced, 10W30 in the engine. The gearbox is 80/90, and of course your pump itself is 30 non-detergent. On this side of the pump, we do have 3 different places to attach our hoses. Your suction side, which is 1 inch, your return bypass, which is 3/4, and also your outlet, which is your outlet whether you're returning it to a reel or if you're just returning it to a hose individually. Doesn't make a difference. Most people hook them to a reel system. It's easier to maintain, and mostly you can really run up to 300 foot of hose and not lose any pressure loss. There's also a spill valve and a pressure adjustment. When it's in the down position, it's on. When it's up, it is bypassing the water and returning it, which we normally use to get all the air out of the system. On the other side is a adjustment knob for the pressure, but this is only a turn knob. It's not meant to be wrenched, channel locked. Turn it till it stops for wide open pressure, turn it back off to decrease the pressure. So clockwise turns it up, counterclockwise decreases it. We do not recommend, or neither does Comet, to run it wide open. You will definitely have trouble with heads, everything else. Find the middle of the road and you'll be fine there. It's mainly a volume pump. Coming off your proportioner, everything has to be closed loop. So your suction side comes in, and it's 1 inch also. And you need to use the clear spiraled suction hose because it will not collapse under suction. That draws a couple 100 pounds of vacuum. On the other side of this is where your return line goes. It all has to go in a circle for this proportioner to work. You can't dump the return back to one tank, you'll dilute everything. So coming off of your bottom line, you're going to return back and you're going to hook to your suction side of your pump. Off the suction side, go straight back to here. Then you also have your return line, which goes to the opposite side, which can only be used with the yellow bypass hose because there is more pressure in the return line. So the yellow bypass line will come down and then will return to the bypass, which is also on your spill adjustment valve. So the same bypass valve is where you hook this hose at. Off of there, we then have the outlet, which then goes back, like we said, to either your high pressure reel or just you can hook a hose straight to it and use it. That's up to you. Then when you rig the proportioner up, you have 3 different drops. Your water valve, surfactant, chemical, and then your chlorine or sodium hydroxide valve. The sodium hydroxide valve goes straight in your sodium hydroxide tank and needs to be on a slotted filter, and it needs to be on a titanium hose clamp. Anything else you use is going to discolor the chlorine, and will also, stainless steel reacts with sodium hydroxide and actually reduces its strength and will kill it. One hose clamp will kill 50 gallons of sodium hydroxide in a month probably, and it'll also turn it black and orange. So this goes straight in here. You have a slotted PVC, a titanium hose clamp. This goes in your sodium hydroxide. And then from there, you can dial it in indefinitely wherever you want it, from 0 to wide open. And it's listed on here from 0 to 100%. The water valve is the exact same way. The water valve comes down and drops into your water supply tank. On the bottom of the water supply tank, you can use a foot, a stainless hose clamp, you're perfectly fine. This drops into this section, adjust the water, set it wherever you want. What you don't want to do on this pump is start this pump up with everything off. Like I said, it creates a lot of vacuum. If you have both these off, you do risk pulling a diaphragm inside out. So most people always leave the water open. You need to have the water open anyway to flash out your outgoing line, your trigger gun, whatever you're using, and then dial it in. And the same thing when you're done using the system. Shut the sodium hydroxide off and let it run with just the gun. Cycle it also because you need to get it through the bypass line also. You can't just run it, tie it on the ground and let it run. It needs to go back through your bypass also. So that's a pretty basic setup. These work really well. Cannot have any air leaks though. So after you run it, come back and retighten these in a day or two. These hose clamps will loosen up. Get a nut driver and retighten all your clamps on your system. Anytime you get cavitation or porpoising, it's almost always an air leak. And it could be between these junctions. We test them all here and seal them, but you still could have an air leak anywhere.
Middle one.
Middle line is just going to be a chemical extra line. Some people use it for surfactant, degreasers. Some people use it as a pickup for a sodium hydroxide neutralizer. They'll shut their chlorine off, turn their water on, drop this in, and then go around and spray all the shrubs, bushes, vegetation to actually kill the bleach so it doesn't do any damage. But it can be used for anything, and you can dial it in with the water just like anything else. You'd be hard pressed to use this solo. It's not a big enough of a pickup to get 11 gallons a minute through this. And of course, you'd also suck a 5-gallon bucket down in 30 seconds if you were using this only. Mix this in with your water. Should give you some ideas. If you have any questions, give us a call.